LinkedIn has come out with the top 5 skills that's needed for the workforce of the future by 2025. Are you looking at these skills for where you are and thinking about in this accelerated future, how do we ensure that everyone and throughout the entire organization, they are looking at these 5 skills and figuring that, wait a minute, we can ignite a fresh vision and create the future in the present. The top 5 skills, number 1 is creativity. Skill number 2, adaptability. So adaptability is how are we going to begin to show up and adapt, be flexible, nimble, all of the buzzwords that you heard. I realized when I received my start, stop, and continue that Disney was inviting me to adapt, or they were going to invite me to find my happiness elsewhere. Skill number 3, collaboration. How do we begin to step out of the teams that we are in and collaborate in a fresh way? I believe every HR professional may want to consider having a trio of significant relationships in your organization. A relationship with someone in finance, operations, marketing and sales, and having that ongoing dialogue, not just about filling roles and positions or helping them grow talent. It's getting into their head to understand the lexicon of finance and operations and marketing so that when you begin to look at what you do from an HR perspective, you're collaborating and say, here's what I know needs to happen. Here's another thing to think about as it relates to collaboration. A few years ago, I was invited by VRBO, Vacation Rental by Owner, to speak to them. And I'm backstage, and there was another guy who was going to speak before me. And I said, what do you do? He says, oh, I'm a data scientist. I'm like, huh? Tell me more. He says, what we do, any ads that we put up in VRBO, I'm responsible for looking at the facial recognition to see how people respond to the ads. And based on how they respond, I share the data that this ad will work, this ad won't work. And I'm looking at that and I was like, what? Okay, so make a mental post-it note of that. I was talking with another friend of mine who is a data scientist, and she just was hired by a very prestigious Ivy League school to teach their internal faculty, wait for it, about being a data storyteller. And I'm like, huh? Wait a minute. Data storytelling? Data scientist? You see where I'm going. I believe as HR professionals, we need to have access to data scientists who can begin to help us understand the analytics, give us the narrative, help us begin to talk in business terms now more than ever before because you're data storytellers.